Have you ever wondered how the internet, a tool so integral to our daily lives, came to be? The story of the internet begins in the midst of the Cold War, a tense geopolitical period during the mid-20th century. The world was divided, with the United States and the Soviet Union at loggerheads. The threat of nuclear war was all too real, and the need for a resilient communication system was paramount. Enter J.C.R. Licklider, a pioneering computer scientist. In the year 1962, Licklider published a memorandum titled Intergalactic Computer Network. This wasn't just a flight of fancy. Licklider envisioned a global computer network, a system that could connect people and machines around the world. The concept was revolutionary. At the heart of Licklider's idea was the notion that computers could be used for communication, not just calculation. He dreamt of a world where information could be shared freely, regardless of geographical boundaries or political divisions. But how could such a network be built? How could it be made resilient enough to withstand the devastation of a nuclear attack? The answer lay in a new technology called packet switching. This innovative approach allowed data to be broken down into small packets and routed across the network efficiently. 7 years after Licklider's memo in 1969, the United States Department of Defense launched ARPANET, the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. ARPANET was the first computer network to utilize packet switching technology. It was a major step forward, laying the foundational stones for the internet as we know it today. 2 years later, in 1971, the first email was sent through ARPANET. By 1973, the network had expanded beyond the borders of the United States to connect with the National Physical Laboratory in the United Kingdom. And thus, the groundwork for the internet we know today was laid. As the decades rolled on, the internet would continue to evolve, transforming from a military project into a global communications tool that has forever changed the way we live, work, and play. What if we told you that the first email was sent over half a century ago? Indeed, it's a reality, and it all began with the birth of ARPANET. In the late 60s, amid the Cold War, the United States Department of Defense launched the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network, or ARPANET as it's more commonly known. This was no ordinary network. It was the first of its kind to use a groundbreaking technology known as packet switching. With this technology, data could be broken into small packets and routed efficiently through the network. ARPANET was a remarkable innovation, but its true significance lies in the fact that it marked the beginning of a new era in communication. The network was initially designed for military purposes, but it didn't take long for its potential for broader applications to become apparent. The year was 1971 when the first email was transmitted via ARPANET. The sender was a man named Ray Tomlinson, a computer engineer working on ARPANET. He chose the @ symbol to separate the username from the host name, a convention that is still in use today. This simple electronic message, sent from one computer to another, was a monumental step in the evolution of global communication. In the years that followed, ARPANET grew and evolved, connecting to the first international network, the National Physical Laboratory in England, in 1973. It was the first hint of the global connectivity that the internet would one day offer. The ARPANET, the birth of email. These were key moments in a narrative that changed the world. They marked the beginning of a digital revolution, transforming how we communicate, share information, and interact with each other. The ARPANET marked a new era of communication, setting the stage for what was to come. It was an era that would usher in the internet as we know it today, an era that would change the world. From a defense tool to a global information superhighway, let's explore how the internet evolved. In the early 80s, the adoption of TCP/IP, or Transmission Control Protocol, Internet Protocol, as the standard communication protocol for ARPANET marked a significant shift. This ingenious protocol suite, developed by Vinton Cerf and Robert Kahn, made it possible for different types of computer networks to connect, setting the stage for the internet as we know it today. Moving forward, in 1989, a remarkable invention took place at CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research. A British scientist named Tim Berners-Lee came up with a system that would revolutionize the way we access information on the internet. He called it the World Wide Web. Unlike the command line interfaces of the past, the World Wide Web offered a more user-friendly, graphical way to navigate the vast resources of the internet. Just a few years later, in 1993, the first graphic web browser, Mosaic, was released. Developed by a team at the National Center for Supercomputing Applications, including a young Mark Andreessen, Mosaic made the internet more accessible to the public. With its point-and-click interface, users could now surf the web, opening up a world of information at their fingertips. The final cornerstone in our journey was laid in 1995 with the dismantling of the National Science Foundation Network, or NSFNet. This move effectively removed the last restrictions on the use of the internet for commercial purposes. Businesses quickly jumped on the bandwagon, and the dot-com boom was born. The internet has come a long way since its inception, transforming not just how we communicate, but how we live. From a tool of defense to a medium of global communication, from a scientist's playground to a commercial goldmine, the evolution of the internet is a testament to human ingenuity and adaptability. And as we move forward, who knows what the next chapter in this incredible story will be? In a few short decades, the internet has revolutionized our world. Born amidst the Cold War, it sprang from the United States' need for a resilient communication system. The seed was sown in 1962 when J.C.R. Licklider envisaged a global computer network. 7 years later, ARPANET was launched, laying the foundation of today's internet and facilitating the first email in 1971. Connecting internationally in 1973, it adopted TCP/IP in 1983, allowing diverse computer networks to interlink. A pivotal moment came in 1989 when Tim Berners-Lee at CERN invented the World Wide Web, making information accessible via web browsers. The internet became more user-friendly in 1993 with the release of Mosaic, the first graphic web browser. 2 years later, commercialization began with the decommissioning of NSFNet. From a Cold War defense tool to a global communication network, the internet's journey is a testament to human innovation. Who knows what the future holds?